Good morning. My name is Joseph Forte, and I'm with the United States Department of Homeland Security, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. And let me begin today by thanking Lori Moffatt, Patricia Hubbard, and their staffs here at the Rockwell Museum, and Brooke Mead and her staff at the Berkshire Immigrant Center for pulling this together, for hosting us, and for making this day work. Today we have much to celebrate. We celebrate you, America's newest citizens, today. And because we all like a really good celebration, I'd like to wish all of you an early Constitution and Citizenship Day. Each year on September 17th, the United States recognizes Constitution and Citizenship Day to commemorate the September 17th, 1787 signing of the United States Constitution. Today we have the pleasure to have this special ceremony in the Four Freedoms Gallery at the Norman Rockwell Museum, and I cannot think of a more perfect place for a naturalization ceremony. In January 1941, President Franklin Roosevelt addressed Congress and articulated his vision for the post-war world based upon the four freedoms. And those are the freedom from want, the freedom from fear, the freedom of religion, and freedom of speech. That same vision is enshrined in the United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The Constitution begins, "We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish the Constitution of the United States." The Constitution expresses the founding principles of our government and of the United States, that we are a country governed by the people and for the people, that we share the constant goal of making our country better. We're not a perfect country, but we all have the goal of making the United States better. As a nation of immigrants, your presence here and your contributions to our country are vital to the well-being of the United States. As American citizens, I am confident that by your active involvement in your communities, by working together with your neighbors and your friends, that you will add strength to our nation. I encourage you all to be active in your communities, to volunteer in any form of community service that is available to you, to coach, to participate in elections, to run for office, to serve on a jury. I want to end with a quote from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We started with a quote from a president. We're going to end on a quote by a very famous basketball player. Mr. Jabbar once said, "If I were president, I would make Constitution Day a nationally celebrated holiday, with public readings from the Constitution, a Supreme Court versus Congress basketball game, and other events that would promote learning about the greatest political document ever written." Let me end by the same way I began, by congratulating you. This is your day, and we are all here to celebrate with you. Congratulations.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for polluted plain, America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God man thine every flaw, confirm thy soul with self-control, thy liberty in law.
We are honored today to have the assistance of Boy Scout Troop 8 from Pittsfield, Massachusetts, to assist in these ceremonies. Mr. Borzgi, please present the colors. Everybody rise. Thank you, Mr. Borzgi. You may be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Lori Norton Moffatt, the Director and CEO of the Norman Rockwell Museum.
It's so wonderful to look out and see this wonderful sea of faces here at Norman Rockwell Museum on this very special day when the civic space of our museum actually becomes a United States courtroom, the Berkshire District Court, as we welcome our new Americans as citizens today. It's a thrill for me and an honor to welcome and introduce this event. And if there are a number of people I'd like to thank, Bryant Maurer, Mr. Forte, Joe Forte, the Pittsfield Boy Scout Troop 8 for opening our program, and Lena Orozco-Grion for her beautiful, beautiful voice and leading us in song this morning. I'd like also to ask you to join me in welcoming our elected officials who have come today to join us and bear witness to each of you becoming a new citizen, many of you from Berkshire County here. We are expecting our state senator, Adam Hines. He might have slipped in. He's here. Adam, hello. And I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in. Our state representative, Tricia Farley-Bouvier. Welcome. And our former Massachusetts senator, Michael Knappich, who is the current director for the Western Massachusetts Office of the Governor. Michael. I introduce, yes, a hand for their selfless service. I introduce you to these people who work tirelessly on behalf of the citizens of our community, and I encourage you to reach out to them when you have suggestions, needs, ways to make our community better, or issues you think they can help and assist with. They are here for us. We, the people, elect our representatives, and we're very grateful to you for your service and all that you do. And I would add that one of the most important rights of citizenship is the right to vote and to choose those we wish to represent us in our government. And during the reception that follows today, here in this gallery, there will be a table on the terrace where you can register today to become a voter, and we urge you to do that and exercise those rights. I believe as soon as our autumn elections, you'll be eligible. So please take advantage of the services here today to do that. I welcome you also on behalf of our co-host, the Berkshire Immigrant Center, led now by Brooke Mead. And I want to thank Hillary Green, who is also here, who for so many years led the center. The Berkshire Immigrant Center does vital work in our community to help assist new families moving into the Berkshires, help them get settled, help them find the road to citizenship. And I know they work with citizens from, or people coming here from more than 70 countries. And that's an incredible number of cultures in our community that enriches the Berkshires. And we thank you so much, Brooke and your whole team, for all that you do. And I know many of you have worked with them who are here today. And good luck with your new phase of life, Hillary. It's been a joy to work with you. I'd also like to thank our Norman Rockwell Museum team, Patricia Hubbard, and the Development Office staff at the museum who have worked closely with the United States Citizen and Immigration Services in Boston to create this day. There are sponsors who have made it possible, and they are doing some wonderful things. I'd like to thank Berkshire Bank and Berkshire Community College for sponsoring us this program and joining in partnership with us. And I'd like to thank and welcome a very special friend, Helen Bing, who is here from California today. She takes such pride in this event that she makes possible a gift of a membership, family membership, to each of our new families, new citizens here in the Berkshires. So you can come to the museum all year long for every program for free, and we thank you, Helen, for that. And there are also many local businesses who have donated food and services that you'll enjoy on the terrace after the reception. And we encourage you to support our local businesses. They are the heart and soul of our community, keep our economy running, provide jobs for all of us. And I know many of you have businesses of your own, so it's a wonderful community. The event couldn't happen today without the auspices of the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services within the Department of Homeland Security. And I'd like to ask you to join me in expressing our great appreciation to the Lawrence Field Office under the leadership of Mr. Joseph Forte and his staff who are here with us today. And as I mentioned earlier, you're actually sitting in a courtroom right now. I know it doesn't look like it, and most courtrooms don't have such extraordinary art all around us, but we are here thanks to Judge Joan McMenemy and her clerk of court, Mr. Paul, without whom we could not administer the oath of allegiance and officiate this ceremony. So thank you, Judge McMenemy. Mr. Forte told you the story of the four freedoms which are here in the gallery behind me, and you'll all have a chance to have your photographs taken with these paintings and your families after the ceremony. They were painted by Norman Rockwell, who was known for painting scenes of American life, and he communicated through these artworks his personal beliefs in social justice, tolerance, freedom, democracy, and community. And I think that is summed up beautifully in our galleries with our Boy Scouts here and people from all over the world in these galleries with the paintings that you see with the golden rule here to my left. Embody our great humanity, our oneness of our people. And I believe this was Norman Rockwell's central tenet. This painting expresses the desire to care for and provide for our children, to laugh and to love, to work hard and play, to be safe, to live freely, to be a friend and to have friends, to care for our fellow citizens, and to build caring communities. I hope these are the experiences you have found thus far in your United States journey and are the memories that you will make in your new country with family and friends. I was struck by a clause in the beautiful America the Beautiful song, God mend thy every flaw. And we do have flaws in our nation, but this great experiment of hope for peace and freedom that is embodied in our Constitution and that we can own in our own individual hearts every day helps make this country stronger and helps bind together the threads of our community as we take care of each other. And it, I believe, all starts within us, and this is what's so beautifully portrayed in Norman Rockwell's paintings. So we welcome you today, families, as Berkshire County's newest citizens. We thank you for the cultural riches you bring to this community, and we hope to learn from you, to be friends all together, to have you come to this museum often throughout your year of membership and think of this as the place where you became new Americans permanently with your children, your families, and it's such a great honor for us to have you here today. I thank you and I wish you a memorable and very, very special day.
Good morning to all our candidates, your beautiful families, children, to our distinguished speakers and guests. About the same time last year, I was honored to be here to administer the oath of citizenship to another group of applicants. And in my remarks, I told the story of Mary Sullivan. And Mary had left her home and family and farm in Ireland and came to the port city of Boston in the 1920s. She had no money to speak of. She had no technological skills specifically, but she did have her own innate intelligence, goodness, and an honest desire to work hard. Mary settled into Massachusetts and got right to the business of working and making a new life here in America. She eventually met and married another Irish immigrant named Cornelius, who had himself left his country in the 1920s and come through Ellis Island. And in 1942, several years after she arrived, Mary took her oath of allegiance and became a U.S. citizen. And I wasn't there, but I know this to be true because I have seen her papers. Mary was my grandmother. And when she was alive and I was little, I didn't know enough then to ask her about her experience. And so I can't fully know today all she had to do and sacrifice on her path to citizenship in the United States, but I know it was a lot. So here I am, standing before you as a justice of the trial court of Massachusetts, and I know for sure that my path to this place and the honor of administering your oath to you today as a justice of the Massachusetts trial court was in part made possible first by the hard work and sacrifices and choices of my parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents who came before me, and second, made possible by a country that was open to my grandparents and great-grandparents, accepted them, and gave them a chance. Now, Mary's story is mighty and small, but it's symbolic and representative of literally hundreds of thousands of people who have immigrated to this country over the decades with the hope of getting an education, of working hard, and of making a great life here. And for most, if not all of us in this room, and most folks across this great nation, if we all take a look at our personal histories, we will find that most of us share this history, these stories of courage and sacrifice, of immigration, of hard work and commitment of our forebears to becoming citizens and laying the path for us. As citizens of this country, we have many benefits and opportunities. We have many important freedoms and rights. And we have access to high-quality education, good job opportunities, good health care. We have safe homes, reliable transportation. We have good libraries, and of course, we have amazing museums like the Norman Rockwell Museum. And if we're honest with ourselves, some of us may have taken some or even many of these benefits for granted. But we who have been given much must strive not to take these things for granted. And we should perhaps from time to time reflect upon what it means to be a good citizen. From where I sit, a good citizen puts children first, not only their own children, but the children of their community. We must recognize that our future success and well-being as a nation and as a society is completely connected and reliant upon the health and well-being of our children. All children, no matter what country they were born in, should have the same access to life-sustaining nourishment, to health care, to education, and opportunities that will help them fulfill their true potential as human beings. A good citizen ensures that the elders of their community are safe and respected and valued for their experience and wisdom. And a good citizen surely works hard and seeks out opportunities to grow, to advance, and to give back. A good citizen should never feel afraid to welcome good people from all corners of this planet and never forget the vital role that people who have immigrated to this country from all over the world have played throughout history in building this nation, in serving this country, and enhancing the experience of all. And while we may have our differences in our food and in our dance, religion, and indeed our politics, in the end, we are all more alike than we are different. A good citizen recognizes that we all need acceptance, a community, justice, and an opportunity to be heard, an opportunity to make mistakes and to make amends. Our similarities on the things that really matter are much greater than our differences. A good citizen exercises their rights and never takes them for granted. And we know that with rights come responsibilities. A good citizen should expect their leaders to be hardworking, ethical, and honorable, and should participate fairly in the process to ensure that the hardworking, ethical, and honorable are elected. A good citizen strives to be a good neighbor, to come to the aid of others, especially in times of need, and to live honestly with compassion and respect for others, and on occasion, and everybody gets to do this, to be courageous when called upon. Now, I wish that as a speaker here today at this beautiful ceremony, I had some concluding eloquent words that could put any worries that you might have to rest about the future. We must acknowledge that there is uncertainty, and there are those who say hateful things. Though I can't give you such eloquence, it seems to me that one of the best ways to combat hate speech is to use more respect speech, admiration speech, as often as possible, and so to start. Please allow me to tell you what an honor it is to be here with you today, to be a part of the ceremony that brings a legal conclusion to your arduous path to citizenship. We admire your hard work and your courage. We are glad that you are here, and we are amazed by how beautifully diverse you and your families are. You are gifted, and you are talented, and your true potential cannot be measured. You are important to the welfare of the people of this Commonwealth and of this country. So to conclude with a quote from Judge Brandeis of the United States Supreme Court, he's been credited with saying that the only title in our democracy superior to that of president is the title of citizen. And so to our candidates here today, and I understand that you're about to take on this very important title of citizen, I therefore ask Mr. Forte if there are any motions before the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, there are 21 applicants for naturalization present today. Each applicant has been examined under the provisions of the Immigration and Naturalization Act of 1952 as amended. Each applicant has been found well qualified for United States citizenship. At this time, Your Honor, I ask that the oath of allegiance be administered to all 21 applicants.
And your motion to administer is approved.
Thank you, Your Honor. Will the applicants for citizenship please stand?
Okay. And would you please raise your right hands, and after I say the word I, state your name, and then please repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince or potentate, state or sovereignty of whom or of which I have heretofore been a subject of citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant services in the armed forces of the United States when required by law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. Congratulations. And now I'd ask if the rest can please rise, because I'm going to invite Nelson Norton, a student here in the Berkshires, to come up and lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Brooke Mead from the Berkshire Immigrant Center.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to begin by thanking several people. First, a huge thank you to the Berkshire Immigrant Center staff and board and volunteers. I know I speak for all of us when I say that we look forward to this day all year long. And we wouldn't have it without the work of USCIS to bring it here, local officials to lend their time and support, and Norman Rockwell to provide what I am sure is the most inspiring of settings for a naturalization ceremony. This would also not be possible without the work of my friend and colleague Hillary Green, who spent a decade working tirelessly to get a local ceremony back in the Berkshires. Hillary recently stepped down as the director of the center after 18 years, during which, and I don't think I'm exaggerating here, she helped over 1,000 people become U.S. citizens. So thank you, Hillary. It's an impressive number of people. And now I get to say the words that give me goosebumps each year when I hear them here. Let me be the first to say congratulations and welcome my fellow Americans. Make it through this without crying here. Being with you for this reaffirms my pride in this country, as well as my own immigrant roots. I am the great-grandchild of Swedish and German immigrants, and every day I hear stories of hardship and hope, and I listen to people preparing for a naturalization exam that many people born here could not pass. And I am grateful that a continuous flow of amazing people, ideas, cultures, and skills still makes this country what it is. Immigrants make America great. As former President Bill Clinton said, more than any other nation on earth, America has constantly drawn strength and spirit from wave after wave of immigrants. In each generation, they have proved to be the most restless, the most adventurous, the most innovative, the most industrious of people. Bearing different memories, honoring different heritages, they have strengthened our economy, enriched our culture, renewed our promise of freedom and opportunity for all. And as I look out at you, I see wonderful, talented, and beautiful people. This morning, we have 21 new citizens from 17 different countries and 5 continents around the world. This level of diversity in Western Mass and the Berkshires makes me proud to be raising my children here. May it continue to grow. The Berkshire Immigrant Center was originally founded to provide naturalization services to local residents, and I can tell you this is still at the heart of what we do at the center. We've been privileged to get to know many of you through your immigration journeys, as well as through your contributions to our communities. We have watched you navigate complex immigration systems, survive and thrive despite barriers to integration and separation from loved ones, and work tirelessly for a better life for yourselves and for your families. It is beyond rewarding to be able to share the end of that journey and the beginning of a new chapter with you. Please continue to consider us a resource for you and your families, who have also worked hard and sacrificed alongside you to get you here today. And now a plea, my fellow Americans. We need your civic participation, your ideas, your voice, your volunteerism, and your vote to keep this country strong and guided by democratic principles. The Berkshire Immigrant Center has a table on the patio, I'll say it a third time, where we will register you to vote, and we'll even mail it. We will pay for that stamp. So please come, and you can maybe consider it your first act as a new U.S. citizen to do so. Thank you for allowing me to be a small part of your greatness today. May you be blessed in whatever comes next. May you continue to shape and enhance the Berkshires and our nation in a myriad of ways. And may you continue to pass on your languages, your traditions, your cultures, thereby enriching all of us. It is my admiration for you and your courage that keeps me inspired in getting out of bed every day to do this work. Thank you for reminding me what it means to be an American. It's going to run away too soon. I am proud to introduce Lina Orozco Grillan. I've been mispronouncing it. It's Grillan. Lina is an immigrant originally from Colombia with obviously an amazing voice, and she is currently an ESOL teacher at Crosby School, passing down to the next generation. So Lina, come on up and lead us to the national anthem.
Please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Before we present the certificate, a couple of really quick things. The first, proofread them. So please proofread them carefully. If there are any issues at all with the spelling of your name, your date of birth, anything that you believe is wrong with your certificate, please come see us after the ceremony. If I mispronounce your name, please tell me how to properly pronounce it. I truly do want to know how to properly pronounce your name. I will probably mispronounce almost everybody's name. And also, there's a lot of information on the front of the certificate, your date of birth, your alien number, your certificate number. If you're taking a picture with your certificate and you're showing your certificate forward, please try to obscure that information so people won't obscure it already. So your alien number and your date of birth. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Tatiana Igwangi. Luca Maria Josephine Stefano. Congratulations. Dinesh Tiwari. Azucena Del Carmen Lavia Oliva. Congratulations. Lician Abella Medeiros Tool. Udo Jorgen Nietzsche. Congratulations. Mariano Bolivar Rubin. Murphy Akalopolipsis Javier Sanchez. Vinay Kumar Banga. Suna Turgay. Luis Vladimir Soasti Munoz. Diane Asseline Robinson. Shankar Raman. You're welcome. Irene Emilia Fontanelli. Congratulations. Insuk White. Oksana Olaskandrivana Andrevisky. Okay, thank you. Lady Tatiana Ferreira. Rita Nodine. Tesfaye Johannes Gerbendim. Uruzekmiana Angelique. Ferdinand Forbes. Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All rise. Mr. Borsky, please retire the colors.
Hear ye. All persons having anything to do further before the Honorable Joan McMenemy, presiding justice of the Berkshire Juvenile Court, at present depart and give your attendance upon a new summons. For the sitting of this court is now adjourned without day. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Please remain standing while the court exits the hall. You may be seated. Congratulations. The museum has invited anybody who wants a photograph taken in front of one of the four freedoms pictures.